In this video, I will show you how to create a variable that helps your robot either execute a turn, a forward drive or a forward movement, or making it pause. And all three of these items will be necessary in order to make your robot properly execute or trace the path that you created. Okay, so in the code that Mr. Cross sent to you, which is the Apollo Autonomous code, sometimes it's hard to find things you're looking for. So I always do, like, if I know I'm looking for a particular word, I do a Command F. And I know the program I'm looking for is called Drive4. So I'm just going to do find. Now, I'm not sure. I think that came standard in the download that he created for you. If you don't find it, just search for autonomous. If you can spell it, that's a plus. There we go. All right, search for autonomous. And right here, above my autonomous code, I can also find that drive forward. So if it's not in there, pause the video and literally just copy exactly what you see in this void drive for, and then push play again. All right, now that everybody has the drive forward variable, I want to show you how to make another variable. And other than driving forward, one of the things we'll need the robot to do is to turn. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it. And notice I did include that last bracket right here at the bottom. If you don't do that, you are going to have an error when you go to compile your code. So we don't want two variables named the same thing. So I'm going to call this one turn L. Most of your paths turned to the left. If yours turned right, it would make more sense to call it turn R or right turn or whatever you want to call it. You get to call. So with the angles, notice these right numbers are what we're focusing on. All right. As long as your robot's wires are hooked up so that one of them is red to red and one of them is red to black, reason we had you set that up that way is now the forward motion will always have these numbers at 135s, or at least they need to match. So if the 135s end up going backwards, you can just change these to 45s and it should go forward. So the point being they have to be the same number. Okay, when you want it to turn, they have to be essentially they're supplements of each other, and there's a reason why. I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but if you make one of them 45 and keep the other one 135, it will turn your robot. Let's say it turns the wrong way. Well, that's a real easy fix. Don't mess with the wires. Just go in here and swap out where you have your 45 and your 135. And if it was turning left, now it'll turn right. And vice versa. If it was turning right, now it'll turn left. So, it's kind of trial and error. You just got to play around with it and see what happens. Yeah, so we got our forward motion. We have our turning motion. I'm going to paste. It should still be copied. So I'm just going to paste that in one more time. And the last variable you need is basically like a command that tells the robot to stop moving. And so the way you do that is you call the variable something like stop or pause or hold up, or I'll just call it hold. And later on we'll actually put this in the autonomous code. You can watch that video later if you need to. But by calling it hold, if I actually want it to stop, again, it comes down to these numbers that are behind the S1 right and S2 right. We just need to put those at 90. And by putting the motor position at 90, the motors will physically stop for whatever time we need them to stop. All right, that's it. Hope that helps. That's how you create variables in Autonomous.